So after my dad told me that he wasn't gonna keep my son anymore for me while I was in college because he didn't believe in all this that I'm doing. I'm personal trainer hairstylist. I'm working at someone's salon. Um, I'm working for Southern Care Hospice, going back and forth from Beaumont to Humble, right? And I'm in college almost full time. I'm taking a load of like 12 to 15 hours, I believe. I wasn't doing 19 at this time, right? I did end up doing it for a little bit. So I had to start bringing my son to school with me. So they had told me that my son, he couldn't come to class with me, right? And so I said, damn, the only thing mama can do, I'm gonna leave in the car. Cause I had like one of my classes, it was like an hour and 50 minutes or whatever. So I said, damn, I'm gonna leave you in the car and I'm gonna have the windows cracked. Now my son is like about 9 at this time. So I'm not leaving a little kid in the car. But he's young, right? And I had his Game Boy, I had his snacks, I had him set up now, his little drink and everything. And the college that I went to, it's a nice campus, really nice campus. And security, they pass around, right? So they see my son in the car. So never forget, someone came to the door, knocked on my, I'm in class, knocked on the door, and my professor, he says, Clayton, there's someone out here to see you. So when I go, it's the vice president of the campus, right, of the college. And he says, come take a little walk with me. So when the vice president tells me to take a walk with him, he's real nice, right? And I'm like nervous. I said, "Oh Lord, I'm in trouble." Just when he mentioned my son, he said, "I seen you left your son in the car." He said, "You can't do that." And boy, I'm like shaking because I'm like, "Oh Lord." He said, one of the cops, you have your son. I said, oh, I'm going to jail. I ain't know what, I ain't know. I was about to panic because I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I told him, I said, he said, why you have your son in the car? And so I told him, I said, well, my dad used to keep my son and he told me he couldn't keep him no more. And I said, I don't have nobody else to keep my son while I go to school. And said, and the vice president, he'd see me at school and he'd be watching me, right? He's seen me at school a lot. And so he says, I'm going to help you. He said, we have a program where, single moms can um, pay $4 a day for their children to go to this Y. And he said that's attached. They work with the school because it's like really kind of almost like on the school property a little bit, just across the street. And he said, your son can go to the Y every day, but he can't stay in the car. He said, I want you to go talk to the advisor. He already kind of like uh went ahead of me because of how good Jesus, God said, I'm gonna go ahead of you. So when I get there, the woman, she's expecting me. And so I tell her my situation and everything. She said, yeah, she said, I see that you're on, you get financial aid and you're a single mom, you're a grant, Obama had just given these moms the $5,000. So thank you, Obama. And so she said, we could take part of that money and put it towards your son every week. And to run out, you got to pay the balance or whatever, right? And so I said, for real? And so she said, yeah, I'm like, oh, and and so well, prior to that, I go get my son, and I'm like, the cop got my son, he playing the game with my son, just being nice. And my son was like, hey, mama, and I'm like, you okay? And he's like, I'm okay. And so him and the cop and Daniel doing the little high five, the little hand thing, whatever. And so he said, I took care of your son. He said, I see you every day, running, like I'm running late for class. I said, yeah, because, I'm single mom, I have to take care of my son and everything. And so, anyways, so my son ended up going to this Y. And because my son was 9 and most of the kids were little kids, they had what was called a junior college thing going on. My son got to go to that, which was it was called junior college. He got to go to classes and with kids his age, and it was so much fun. Let me go to part three because I'm gonna tell you the rest of this.